well, and Celine. So we're gonna move on. People that aren't here, didn't we establish that? Have any on exchange now? Did we ever get with art?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's the most important. Okay. So, Jacob's here.
Hello.
Jacob, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jacob.
You want to introduce yourself to the live stream?
Hi, my name is Jacob Kim, and I'll be your third year rep next year. Thank you.
Cool. So yeah, if you didn't hear, this is going to be the third year rep for the new board. And you're checking the meeting up. Cool.
President for the new board?
Not the video.
What? Me, yes, not me. Alright, so Jen's gonna do the presentation, multi-topics to promote hiring.
Well, I do not have a presentation prepared on that topic for you. So I will be presenting on the monthly topics that happened this past month, and all of you did a great job promoting the elections, and so I just wanted to thank everyone for that. Just going to open up a discussion on what you guys thought the monthly topic, like how that went, what you guys thought about it, general comments, and then we'll move on to the next month. So this month for February, it's going to be, the topic will be on hiring, so that way we're all on the same page as well. So, cool. And just so to recap our goals for okay, so we had 3 goals, and so the first goal was to fill every single position with more than required people in the role. I would say that unfortunately we didn't get to do that for all of the roles, but we did fill all of the positions, and we didn't have to extend nominations, which I think was great. So just like round of applause, like thank you for doing that, like pushing all of your friends. And number 2, we weren't able to increase voter turnout. So last year, so last year voter turnout was 31.7%. However, this year was like a slightly below, I think around like 26%. So I would say like that probably had to be due to the fact that your rep positions didn't have too much competition, and so I think that might have been why. Otherwise, I think it was still like a pretty decent turnout compared to other constituencies. Number 3, in our everyday conversations with our peers. So I just wanted to raise like show of hands, like how many of you believe that we did get to do that, like spreading the word about elections this past month. Thanks, Ryan. So I think we all did a really good job with the first topic. Any comments? Anyone would like to say like it was a good topic? I thought it was like a really relevant topic, something that we could all share experience on and encourage others. Anyone else? would there be like any changes to how you would like to have seen that happen? Or you think it was good the way it was?
I think like, maybe we could do some sort of like informal event, like just you guys like just gets together, like maybe groups or like hold some sort of like mix and mingle event and then like just talk about some monthly topics, so like we could all promote hiring like at the same time, and, like kind of make like a social part or something.
Oh, interesting. Never thought about that. Yeah. I think that'd be super cool. Okay. Nice. Good comment. Anyone else? Okay. If not, then I'll jump into the monthly point for February. And so for February, I think that our biggest opportunity is to let our students know about the hiring that will take place. So from now until our next board meeting, the topic will be on promoting the different opportunities. So there's executive council hiring, there's service round 1, there's service round 2, and all of these will occur. So I think one of our biggest goals would be to talk to our friends, like how it was encouraging people to run in the elections. Now it's a little different. Now it's sharing and telling them to go and apply for the different roles and positions. So if you have any questions or comments on like the hiring itself, like all of that is posted as it comes, like on the on the hiring pages. I think right now, Daphne, like correct me if I'm wrong, it's executives right now.
Yeah, I like if you go on the channel on our Slack page, and like the new board also knows, I created like a timeline with a visualization thing now, visualization of the whole timeline, so that. Yeah, where is it? Okay, I'll pin it. I'll put it in all hands. So I have a detailed whole thing about like when executives are getting hired, and then service counselors round 1, 2, and it also shows the dates of that I have planned for all the retreats. So it'd be cool if you guys want to take a look and then like let your friends know that this is happening. I only created a timeline because I know like a lot of people said that it's kind of they don't really know when things are starting, and then when it starts, the application is only 1 week, which is the way it's been done for like the past 2 years. But because it like comes pretty suddenly, I created that timeline, and I'll pin it afterwards. But it'd be really nice if we already have a Facebook event now, so if you could share it with your friends, or if you're an exec, make a kind of like a little like, oh, like I like this, or if you didn't, or say like what kinds of people that you would like to have applied to this position. And then if you have any other questions, you can always talk to me about them. Thumbs up.
Cool. So check out the hiring timeline, be familiar with that, and be able to share that information with all of your friends who may be interested. Did you think it was helpful having that Excel document that was made like almost, it's like a hit list of like people you want to reach out to who you think would be good candidates? Like, do you think it'd be valuable to maybe like, I don't know, like do something like that, or would you guys just do it on your own? So. Ethan?
I think, so like actually there's some concerns that like voiced up to me after the whole election. So we how we have booths usually around like the afternoon. Downstairs we probably have like we had the US banner, the elections banner, and everything like that. I think we can have like shifts and like have like booths maybe even in the morning, because a lot of my friends that had morning classes, they never saw them. They walk past the see what like when we were doing the elections, they just never saw it, so they didn't really know it until when they were until later. That was the time when they were like kind of indecisive, but if they had more time to think about it, they could actually ran or something. So just maybe like maybe have the booths a bit earlier, just so people that have morning classes can see it too.
Cool. And so do you guys want to booth for elections, or not elections, for like hiring? I know like other people, like other groups in the past have held booths if they were like looking to hire people. I don't think we've ever done that before.
No, we haven't done boothing for
Yeah.
What time did like the elections for you? Like technically 11, I feel like if they start from 11, then that's really.
Samuel, you have something? No. Okay. That's good. And let's see. Yeah, I think just going back to the why we are doing this topic is because all of us are going to be moving on from the COS, or at least most of us are. And so I think that what we can do to help Daphne, her board, and her year next year is to be able to scout people who are going to be very talented and support her and her team. So I think that's ideally what we would like to achieve from like doing something like this.
Yeah.
Kind of like help out her and her next year.
Yeah, help me out, Sam.
Any specific goals you guys can think of off the top of your head on hiring at all?
Hiring ends this Thursday, like that's when applications close. 0.
Yeah, so like, yeah. So after this board meeting, ideally everyone make a Facebook post, talk to maybe like one or two of your friends who might fit for either of those exec positions, and then continue to do that as round 1. So round 1 is for all the AVPs, as well as HR director and admin,
NPR.
PR, IT.
Yeah, Amy. Okay, so I think Amy. Maybe Celine, you know anything about the PR director role? Okay, so Amy talked to me about it. So if you guys didn't know, PR director was a role that was there last time was when in Vanessa's year, and the person kind of like handled the live stream and also handled like little releases that would happen after each board meetings to like summarizing for the COS. And this year, Amy said that she felt like she and Celine like they couldn't do all of it, and so like she finds that she'll like redo all. She says that it's good to bring back the whole PR role, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about what the job will entail. Yeah, but it's like Amy suggested it, and so we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you want to combine with that.
Sorry, what?
Combine with the admin director, because no one applies for admin director. It's like really hard to find.
Yeah, I guess
If you release PR, like, it would be 2 positions, it would be hard to.
Yeah, I guess we can have a conversation with Amy. Yeah. Cool.
Sounds good. So how does everyone feel about this month's topic?
Do you guys know at least like one person who might be interested?
Admin director?
No. Sorry, well that was a weird laugh. Oh god, okay, okay. Like, do you know anybody who's interested in exact position?
Yes, no, not at all, actually.
Because you don't know anyone, that's why you're here.
Think hard, think hard.
There's actually a lot of first years that like that were involved this year,
Mhm.
and they actually like talked to me a lot about like where they can be more involved next year.
Yeah.
Just because like it's really intimidating when you first enter like graduate school, especially if you're in a certain city, country, and all that. But like I feel like now they really set foot on like pretty much like where they are. They're just super opportunities. I think like first year students right now, like they're thinking a lot more.
Thanks. So if they have like more questions, you can always connect me with them as well, or even talk to them.
Okay.
But I'm like, if you guys know like at least one person who is interested in an exec position, please encourage them to do it. And if you are that person, please encourage yourself to do it. Look in the mirror, and say that you can do this.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we need like all hands on deck. Like I don't, we haven't had, we haven't really been briefed like in the past about like certain topics to like focus on to communicate to our students like in the past as much. So.
Did you ever count that applied for VP last year?
Oh, it wasn't a lot. We had like 2 for VP marketing, like hand.
How many people applied for VP?
Or in total it was like about
I think the popular roles were internal and engagement.
Internal engagement.
And academic. Those were like the
So it is like, it is hard to fill these roles.
Oh, sorry.
We want to make sure we get like cream of the crop.
Do you want to be 30 this year?
Sorry, what?
Do you want to beat the number from last year?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Sounds good. Any questions? Are we all in it? We're gonna like all promote this and like live this for the next month and help Dad.
Yeah.
I have a question. question.
Yeah, what's the question?
Zach, you mentioned something about VP sitting in clinic their position. Is that still like happening?
Yeah, I'll talk about it later. So just like a quick like thingy thing, I don't know what to call it. Applications close on the 9th, and then interviews for if you make it through the application will be on 17th and 18th. FYI, throwing that out there. Tell your friends. Those are the dates.
Is the timeline up now? Is it?
Yeah, I pinned it in general, so you can check that out. If you have, yeah, Phoebes.
And all the roles are posted on the US.ca website. And they need to be, right? So that's the channel if you need to.
I was just wondering, what if they try to do things or are not capable of doing things?
Okay, let's say like a list of teams, or like maybe,
Like all of them.
yeah, like all of them picking up.
We could do a Skype interview if that's like.
Like with
Yeah, I think you're a special exception. You're an exception that no matter what day it is, it wouldn't work for you. Yeah, I mean, just like handing your application first. And we'll talk about your lack of teeth later. Any other last questions, thoughts, sadnesses, regrets, tears? Okay.
Oh, also just to let you guys know, the last topic of this year will be March, and it's going to be about the BCC. So next month, early next month, the BCC will come in and share a lot of information, so that way we can help them promote their services.
True. Moving on, AMS rep report. So, Yanda.
So this meeting, is it okay if we come back to me?
Yeah.
Come back to me like right after the next one.
Good. So next update is me. So the senator report. So we had our Senate meeting last month, and I wrote an article with Daniel Lam in the UBC about it. You guys check it out. That's heartbreaking. Okay, so we had some admission changes for the English language proficiency standards and for like graduate studies and postdoctoral studies. And then we also changed some of the readmission regulations for arts and fine arts. And then we also came up with a really interesting report, the annual report on enrollment. And I actually went through the whole thing. It's a really cool read if you're interested in that stuff. With an increase to 54,232. And there's like, this year has been the most international students in the history of UBC.
Oh, I saw we're like out of like North America, the most international university.
Yeah,
I saw
so
that.
we
Yeah.
talked about that at Senate meeting, and the people were saying, basically said that we have the most diversity in terms of like ethnic diversity. Yeah, but we had a senator, her name's Kai Williams, and she talked about the fact that we have a lot of diversity, but we also don't, because she doesn't see a lot of people like her that she sees on campus. And so like that was really interesting as well. And so like our focus for international students has been like China, US, India, Korea, and Japan, the Republic of Korea and Japan, sorry. And so like perhaps, yeah, even though we're the most diverse, she said that we're not really that diverse. Like there's a lot of Asians.
What? Sorry, I can't hear that.
A lot of Asian people.
I don't think the live can help that.
Anyways, there's a 3% increase in enrollment, and so that's like pretty good news, and a 9% increase of international students from last year. And then we also have 9 new courses, and if you're interested in that, you can read the agenda that we have on the Senate site. Cool opportunities that are coming up in terms of Senate. We have a Senate meet and greet this Wednesday, Wednesday the 8th at 4:30 at the Lev Bookman Lounge. So if you would like to meet the senators and like kind of learn more about that, please come out. The next Senate meeting will be on the 15th, so next week, next Wednesday at 4 p.m. I mean, sorry, not 4 p.m., at 6 p.m. And And if you want to drop by, you feel free to drop by. It's like pretty interesting. Or if you want to just know what it's about, read the Relate to Senate report that will be coming up for that. I'll link you guys to it as usual. And yeah, that's that. Any questions for me? Okay, Namdar, we're coming back to you.
All right, so a few things happened. One of them was really complicated, pretty complicated situation. And the ombudsperson of the AMS actually got involved. So I'm just gonna read out the little,
Blurb?
blurb that he and sent out. So basically, the council heard a statement from the student at large saying the prospective referendum to boycott Israeli companies violates AMS code and bylaws, and pretty much whatever follows after that is what I just said. Our ombudsperson made a report on that, and they're deciding to send this issue to student court. There's a lot of problems in terms of the way the question on the referendum is phrased and what sort of consequences it has for the AMS if it does go through, things like that. So that should be really interesting. We also have elections for the AMS coming up. We switched up our investment policy, and I think we're going to be making twice as much more money from the investments that the AMS had compared to before. And then on top of that, I'm just going to double check. Yeah, that was it.
Cool. Thanks, Namdar. Anybody have any questions for him? Thank you. Oh, yeah, Ryan.
Yes, there was quite a large amount, and I can probably tell you what it was. It was about like 400,000, and with this new policy that we have, it's going to be like close to $1 million. So really, that was from our VP Finance, Louis, who actually goes to Sauder and is actually a finance. That's his like major. That's his specialization stuff. Sauder students can't open business.
Well, Louis is a really great guy. Moving on to ombudsperson report. If there's no more questions for Namdar, no more. So, Karen, head us up.
Nothing from me, so keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Yay. Next up is exec report. So, Jen. Just a
Since the last board meeting, a couple of things. The HR director, Michelle, is now currently in Germany, and so she will be fulfilling her roles. It has been difficult, to be honest, just because of like the time difference, and now she's like busy like full time, so things have been slow, but our goal still is to roll out with performance reviews for service council on top of execs, board execs. And so there's that. Daphne and I attended the Sauder external review, and so that was pretty cool. We got to meet with some folks who came from different universities back out in the East Coast. Mm-hmm. And so prior to that, the execs gave some feedback, and I think that I CC'd all of you in that document as well in terms of what type of comments that was, because I sent that to the person who was in charge anyway, so that was all the information, and he found it very helpful. So thank you to everyone who contributed to that. PR updates. Back in January, we talked about the transparency, and so it was highlighted in one of our COS Sundays about the finance leadership as well as the financial budget of the COS. So if anyone's interested, anyone following us on live stream would like to check that out, just head on over to cos.ca for all of that good stuff. We also made a really good choice to sponsor ProtoHacks this year. So ProtoHacks came in, and it was a collaboration with, it was something that eProjects wanted to bring to our students. It was a non-technical, like non-coding type of hackathon. So we funded them that, and they had Santa Ono show up. He gave like a quick speech in the very beginning. They were also featured in CBC afterwards as well, a news article. So I think it was really great, really proud of them. Trek. So in my chat with my weekly chats with Lauren, Pam, Linda from the BCC came in and she gave a little update on Trek China and Calgary, and so they won't be running this year, given that they need to rethink the role of Trek itself and whether or not it's for career exploration or it's a type of mobility program. And so they are leaning towards a mobility type of program. So how it would look like in the future for Trek would be that you would attend or you would enroll, go through a set of different type of workshops, discover maybe like do research on where you like to work, just basically have that greater understanding. And the last step would then be Trek, where you can go meet the employers, and when they do choose to hire from that pool, then okay, like we have students who are ready to make that step and go, because like the issue right now is that people are going, like students are going to these Trek locations. However, when employers who partner with us, like Sauder and the BCC, and our students aren't looking necessarily to apply to those jobs, it's bad on our end, and they may not want to support us as much in the future if they don't factor back. And yeah, I think that's about it. Any questions?
What's happened to the money that was budgeted for Trek?
Oh, so so they're going to reallocate it to next year's Trek program. So like things like Trek Toronto, like very good. Trek New York, very good. Those ones, there are people who are looking to work there. So it's more so like other places, or are you trying to like other places?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Next is VP Academics, so KP.
So I guess like this month, I've been talking to people who have been interested in the VP position as well, and hopefully I can support them through the transition process for whoever becomes VP. And I've just been like consolidating my transition docs and making them more comprehensive for next year. Because Sam and I did a lot of ourselves last time. And so also this month, I've been meeting like every other week with the Econ Governance Committee, and like a lot of interesting conversations have come up. We didn't get to meet in the first semester, so for those of you who don't know, Econ Governance is like the committee of Sauder, where some department heads and Kin Lo and Pam Lim and everyone that we meet, and we just discuss like various ideas that are coming through for our program. So a couple things that we talked about just briefly are potential like honors program for econ students, discuss like enrollment rates and the possibility of adding like a different minor here and there and reviewing that process. I also brought up doing another revision of our business rating program, and I think I'll be working with Galen in the next few months on exploring ways to get more student feedback on academic related matters. So for the services for CaseComp Club, I've been having weekly meetings with them because CCC's US CaseComp is happening soon. And so CCC came to me and they asked if they could push the date back because it was conflicting with PepsiCo. And so I said yes, because I think it makes more sense, and I think they wanted a little additional time to market as well. So it's now set for, I believe, after reading break. So now that's where it's been set, and we've been meeting every week to plan that. Today they had their CCC Sauder Summit internal case call, which happened, and I'll be following up with them next week on how it went. For Exco this month, they've just been doing good things. They also implemented these like cute travel package, like gifts for everyone going on an Exco trip. And for those people going on Exco trips, you can come up to the CS office. CNP, they're trying for their academic consultants. I guess I didn't talk too much about that last board meeting. And I'm checking in with them next week, as well as they're just preparing for their midterm review session soon. For JDC West this month, we all went to the conference. It was great, and now we're focusing on transitioning and discussing like potential co-captains next year. Jason's been working on putting together his transition documents, so that's been going on. And then
class liaisons has been in full swing. So myself, Jennifer Zhang, the class liaison director, we met with Pam like a few times throughout this month, and we just sorted everything out and automated like a few processes as well. For example, like the consolidated feedback forms, I believe we do those online now, so that we students like fill out the paper form and bringing it back to us in the CUS office. And for people who are class liaisons, they can just go out to the office and pick up their package of like feedback forms and take it to class. So yeah, I think those are all the things.
Anybody have any questions for JP? Oh, Hilton and Jen.
Good job on class liaison, thanks.
I was just wondering, is it doing
CNP is doing a rebrand. I want to check in with them next week to see where they are with that. I think I suspect that like their marketing team isn't like very strong and I think they're struggling with it. So I like asked them to reach out to me recently, but I don't believe they have. So yeah, that's me. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna like follow up with this.
What's it gonna be called?
They
Okay, any other questions? If not, we'll move on to VP External Affairs. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's not here. LOL. Next up is VP Finance, Andrew Choi.
Okay. So since I last spoke with the board, transition to the position has been smooth. Hi, everyone. Transition has been smooth. I've been up to date with my payments and reimbursements, correspondences, and I have signing authority. The only thing that has been really quite a huge thorn in the side is the CUS credit card. It has taken an exceptionally long amount of time to arrive. It arrived at the AMS, but I'm not planning to use it until I go through a training procedure with Jen, the president, which we will be planning on doing next week, this upcoming week rather. And the very earliest is probably tomorrow, and the latest is February 8th, which is on Wednesday. The reason why it's such a big issue is that there's a lot of services that need to use the credit card to pay for their vendors and whatnot right now, and it's been very stressful convincing vendors to be patient with the payment deadlines, just because we haven't been able to pay with the credit card. But we're on top of things. The vendors have been generous, and so that will take care of itself. The next item I want to talk about is the Special Projects Fund. We're still in the process of getting everyone who's approved for funding their money. It's just that we're waiting on finding the signed documentation that they gave us so that we can actually approve the funds we transferred. But we're going to be on schedule with everyone hopefully before meeting break. So that's our goal right now. And so that's what I'm working on with Angela, the administrative director. The third item is that with the Finance Commission, I'm trying to work with them on a blog project, which is that we're trying to either update the CUS internal operations website or produce a website of our own that will very clearly serve as a point of reference for services in the coming years, so that you're not so confused about how to fill out a reimbursement form and not so confused about how to process an invoice, because that has been the biggest issue throughout the past few years, is that services are just not trained enough to know how to actually pay things and how contracts work. And so that's a long-term project we're working on. I haven't started on it yet just because I'm working on transition. The last item I want to mention is that I'm currently interacting with this gentleman named Josh, who has proposed replacing Thirst First Refreshments as our coffee vendor. He's working for a not-for-profit, and he's just currently asking for information on how much our coffee costs so that he can see whether he's present.
Is this the guy?
That's the guy.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So I'm collecting information from our vendors to see the cost information. And so you may replace a coffee vendor depending on if he's able to deliver. But it's just that we're spending quite a bit of money on coffee for the CUS lounge. We're actually over budget now. We budgeted $25,000, we're now at $26,000. And so we may consider finding a new coffee vendor. But we'll see how it goes. That's all I have.
Cool. Anybody have any questions for Andrew?
I have a question for Angela. So last time I checked, like Angela has the agreement form. So have you two been in contact
contact about that?
We've been in contact, but I'm still not receiving some funds or whatnot. I've been in touch with, quite a few services and clubs, BizTech, e-projects, and whatnot.
Like, all the forms should be, like, we should have received them like that, so just like ask them.
Of course, yeah. So we'll take another, I'll ask again. Fine.
Okay. Nice. So we'll move on to Ryan, Internal Affairs.
Okay. So Sustainability is having a couple of events this month. They have their first event of the film on February 2nd, which is a movie night in collaboration with an organization for something called Impact Week. Still don't know what Impact Week is, but it happened, went well, they had pretty good attendance, so you're happy with it. They have a case comp with Supply Chain Club next week actually, Feb 16th or 17th, one of these days. But the thing is pretty set and ready for all of that. Awards committee, we had a few discussions at exec meeting on how to allocate seatings or invitations this year. And Betty came in for the second one. And we've kind of decided this year we're going to be having more of a focus on the CUS and its own services, and they will be given more priority over clubs and being given an open invitation. All club presidents and service chairs will still be given invitations and in like a first round. So yeah, if you want to discuss that, we can talk about that later. They have saved a lot of costs this year because of the budget. So I guess we might be going for an open bar again this year. Probably about $6,000, I guess, because that's inclusive of all that is the offer given by the post contact at the AMS for waiving all the fees regarding the bartenders, the security, and the servers. So probably to that amount. And yeah, they're doing a buffet style, changing from a big dinner from last time to save a lot more cost. I don't think they're doing wine during the dinner because they're doing alcohol bigger anyway. Elections, as I mentioned, lower turnout this year. We'll check in with Chrissy about a couple of talks. I'm working on my transition docs, trying to put in all the useful information in there. Still trying to figure out how to structure it, but hopefully can get something in by next week. And general, some workers are still available. Surprisingly, didn't sell out this term. Bookings are going okay. PD's doing a good job. Running into issues with the events team. They're kind of being a little annoying. You can speak to that too. Services are also a little annoyed. They've been really, really picky about certain things. But then just trying to like classify both ends here, just making sure everyone's happy, or at least less displeased. So that's pretty much it. Shout out to TV.
Thank you.
Oh, are you giving your update for building users later or not?
Yeah,
Anybody have any questions for Ryan?
oh, for the people that haven't started, meant to be, please fill it out soon.
Anybody have questions for Alistair?
Sorry about that. I missed that. It wants me to plug it.
Policy.
Oh.
Moving on to marketing. So, Sunit,
No.
you need to be really loud. Louder.
Move her to like the time of election.
Put it on the mic.
That's the live stream.
This is so weird. It's like a computer talking to another computer. This is so. Wait, you're still so quiet. You need to be loud. No, be louder.
So big. wait. Okay, let me get my headphones.
Okay, well,
Loud enough for them now?
no, you gotta be louder. This is so weird.
Okay, how's this?
Yeah.
Okay, so VM managed to hire 7 new photographers, so that's been really good. They have come to some issues.
You'll be closer to the mic next to your mouth.
In they have had some issues in regard to not having enough supply in terms of photographers to meet the demand of requests coming from the PCC. So we're going to be speaking to Anna to speak on what we can do for next. So far, we've given them a cap of 3 events that they can actually help to take photos for in terms of helping out with the BCC. With the Cavalier, they are doing Solder and Love. So let me know if you have any pairs you want to highlight, groups you want to highlight, which pairs you want to highlight, because I'll forward those to Rachel. Think about your like service chairs too. So it's really cute. Yearbook is going well. Honestly, there's not too much that's going on. If anything, I'll be helping UDAF help promote the actual for VPs because it doesn't look like the numbers and the reach is going too well. So hopefully bump that up.
Good. Cool. Anybody have questions for me? Did you guys hear what she said? Yeah, so first you talked about like CUS visual media, and it's basically like there's not enough resources to support them in terms of monetary resources, and like the BCC also is interested in visual media helping them. So like Amy's and Shobit have capped them at 4 events only because it's like three events only. And then other things were that the yearbook is happening right now. And then I don't remember.
Cavalier, Solder, and Love.
Cavalier, Solder, and Love. That's happening. So if you know any people that are, Ryan and Adrian, they like pointed to each other. They're talking about how they're single.
Wait, who was it, Ryan?
Oh, right, no? Okay, sorry, not single. Sorry, they're also single, but also yes, I'll automatically associate them with singledom, but as partners. Okay, yeah, Adrian's sad about being single. But yeah, that's happening. I guess contact the Cavalier if you would like to be featured in Solder and Love.
Or tell me and I'll forward the list.
Or tell Amy and she'll. Okay, I think Ryan and Sapnil want to be together. Oh, okay, Ryan and Sapnil want to be together. So let Amanda know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rachel, but okay.
Oh, wait, was it Rachel too? Sorry, Amanda's the editor. I'll talk to you later. Anybody have any questions for Amy beyond that, like details? Okay, we'll move on, and I'll give you back.
Thanks.
Okay, moving on is Adrian.
Alrighty. There's issues going on with our building and PIAs, doesn't get game chairs, shit like that. Zoco, they had a meeting about serving a golf tournament. They haven't gone back to me yet on this.
and everything. We're doing some advertising right now. Make sure to go check them out outside Burners, I believe. We give some money to them. First Year Committee is doing an event end of this month, beginning of March, with Arts and Rectifying First Year Committee. We're doing some collabs together. Maggie says it's gonna be like a first year shit. That's over. And then they have their last event end of March, which is their gala. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Alistair, Hilton, me, Ethan, and Mr. Ryan, obviously, we're all at the last first year committee event.
Oh, first year committee event. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Game
that
on,
first year
game on,
committee event.
game on.
Nice, yeah.
How about that?
It was, they all had the event, they had an event at the beginning of December, they gave away like cute mason jars.
Yeah.
They're doing their event beginning tonight. Maggie said it went really well at the beginning, but people disappeared. Eileen has been talking with her though and handling, first year committee.
We're actually, we're in the process of working with other faculties. So we have we just had a meeting yesterday with the AUS and US, and we're actually having like an event that we're planning right now, and we actually have we know who we're contacting, the food decided, locations kind of decided, and we're just seeing how that's gonna go.
Okay,
Just
cool.
because, yeah, cool.
It's like a gala.
Yeah.
So basically we're gonna have like food and dance and stuff like
So
that.
prom?
No, it's not that.
Not
formal.
really.
It's not that formal.
Not really. It's like a semi-formal.
Questions for
Keep it like a secret.
not looking anything about the speaking of the council tournament, Facebook event page just went up. We got found on Facebook. Also, the sign up page as well.
What?
The sign up page for football tournament just went up as I was talking.
Cool.
Right? I know you're forward.
Okay, moving on. Any business arising from service council?
Oh, also, I'll be sending my policy updates to Ryan, to the policy committee, related to budgeting and all that shit. But I'll talk to people in the policy committee.
Okay, cool. Any other add-ons? If not, moving on to service council. I don't think there's any business arising from service council. Any business arising from executive council? None. Business arising from committees of board of directors. First up is building users committee. So I guess I put this on so you can kind of, yeah.
So just an update from building use committee, we had a meeting on Thursday. The whole Birmingham update that I talked about, the AV system is actually happening during reading break. So after reading break, clubs and services can now use fancier AV equipment with projectors, cool shit, connects to CPA Hall, just the audio though. So people can project whatever event they want in both spaces. Really cool stuff. People cost-wise is no more than 95,000, which is putting one-to-one with the dean's office. So it's only 47,500 coming out of the fund that we have. And there are a whole bunch of other upgrades coming to various classroom disorders like the projectors and screens and all other stuff in 491, 492, getting better mics there, and mics in both classrooms or something like that. Then we talked about, yeah, we raised like other concerns of things that they would like to work on. So they're going to help us fix the TVs in the lounge, get a working laptop there, figure out what to do with that. We're probably going to talk about paying a little more to get like the coffee machines area kind of clean as well as the microwaves. So yeah, there might be also be like at least the microwaves thing might be shared with the other faculties or faculties, I mean programs. So yeah. Questions?
Sorry, I didn't like to the beginning part. Like shop.
Oh yeah, like Birmingham won't be accessible the entire year because you're going to be doing your.
I don't
Technically confirm that. But I'm assuming since they use the entire space in Minecraft, just have alternative study spaces there.
Installing protected.
Installing 3 projectors, pulling your AV system, something connected. It's pretty cool shit. Like you can either connect your laptop directly. They're going to have something called Air Media, so you won't necessarily need a cable to connect your stuff to media. Yeah. So all that sort of stuff.
So like the ones they have in the DQ.
Oh yeah,
It's the same one.
yeah, they totally and using the same technology.
Which, where is it like on the end?
So there's 194, 195, which are the larger breakout rooms. There's going to be 2 screens there in front. So it's going to be kind of opposite. You want to be in the open end, but near the breakout rooms. And there's going to be one in the north side of the Birmingham, which is going to be more projected. If clubs want to be using a different format of layout for their events. All projectors can be synced together to show the same presentation, or independently if people kind of do separate breakout sessions.
Anybody else have any questions for Ryan? Alistair?
So, that's what they said. It's not like construction, they kind of just fit in it.
They're just putting in.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Next up is hiring committee changes. I kind of brought this up to the board because I'm working on like kind of a tight timeline. But I wanted to make some changes towards how the committee structure is in terms of membership. And so I think I'll be changing, like what I'm proposing for the changes is section 3.12 2B.
And put it up on the screen. Yeah, you have all different now if you want to change.
Yeah, let me, what the structure?
Like structure and the wording you want to make it around.
Yeah, sure.
If not, or put it in Slack. So you can read it.
Yeah, I'll put it on Slack. Hold on. So right now, so right now it says structure. Let me throw it up on Slack. I'm gonna put it on board meetings. Okay, uploaded it. So what I want to be changing is structure of service council hiring panel. So I wanted to change 2E. Right now it says the following people, B2, sorry. The following persons must be present for all interviews conducted for a service council position, and it says at least one of HR directors, human resources, ombudsperson, council. Go through both. So this is not the right one. Anyway, so I'm going to talk more as I try to find it, but I'm sorry. I'm trying to change it so that instead of 4 board members, it reduces the number to just 2 board members. And my reasoning behind this is because I've been on the hiring committee for 2 years now, and what I noticed is that I feel like there's just too many people during the hiring panel, and it doesn't really happen anywhere on in any hiring process at Sauder, except for what I've noticed is CUS hiring. And so I thought that it might be better for us and more efficient for us to reduce the number of board members to just 2, and it doesn't take voting away, like voting rights away or anything like that, because the board will still have 100% of the vote. But what it will change is that I'm going to also add in that an old exec must be there, preferably the one that used to be in that position. But if it's the case that that executive is trying to apply for a different position or the same position, you'll replace that with another. You'll replace that exec. That exec won't be allowed to be on the hiring committee, and instead, somebody else in the old exec team will be on the hiring committee. What did you point for this? You can just say it. Yeah, you can go. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so right now it's membership under 3.1A2, sorry, it says ex-official members and 4 members of the board of directors. So I want to just change that, reduce that 4 to 2. And then add in a clause that would say like to require any old executive that isn't reapplying to be a mandatory, like you must be on this hiring committee, but you don't have a vote. Does anybody have any questions regarding that?
So when you say mandatory can be there for the hire?
Yeah, I just want, yeah, mandatory. So kind of like the ombudsperson, they don't get a vote, but they have to sit in through well, all the interviews. It would change it so that the old execs would just have to be here, but they didn't get a vote. Yeah.
Do they have to sit through all of the interviews or just the portfolio?
Preferably just the ones that, so example, if somebody is applying, if a bunch of people are applying to be internal, Ryan preferably should be there, unless he was reapplying for another position or he couldn't make it to the interview date, then somebody else sits in that's an exec, and that exec would have to sit in to make it consistent to all the other interviews for BD. Yeah, Adrian?
I don't mind reading.
Then you can't be on the hiring committee. So unless like the whole team is reapplying, be like, hopefully there's someone available.
Everyone just kind of applies.
I mean, if you guys don't work with me that much. Hilton and then Sal.
So I'm assuming the exec will have to be present during deliberation following all of these.
Like the exec should be there during screening is happening on the 10th. If you can't make it, historically, like not the whole team, not the whole hiring committee can make it during the screening process. So it's okay if you can't make it, but for everybody who's in, like, if Amy's just sitting for the marketing interviews, and if Brian's only sitting in the internal interviews, you guys can still be there for the screening process. But if you're reapplying, you can. Samuel and then Kitty.
Yeah, just like following up on what you did say. Because I remember last year the deliberation was not very structured in terms of like which portfolio went first. So
Yeah.
like this year I'm gonna have like a timing that okay, this time I'm gonna deliver academics so that only VP academic comes in since she goes and then VP marketing comes in. How is that working?
Yeah, it's so deliberations happen usually when all the interviews have happened. So this also depends on like if the interviews will all take place on the 17th. So like last year we did that, we put all the interviews on one day. Or if it's just the 18th and then some exec can't make it. If that's the case, for some people, sure. Okay. If it's the case that they can only show up for one day, they can always email me or the ombudsperson or whoever's the chairperson of the committee and like give us their thoughts. They're hiring because then for the execs, if they can't make it. Kitty?
Similar question about the screening process. If, like, for example, we weren't able to make the screening process, but would it still be possible for like us as VPs to like view the applicants for the program we're currently in, and then like perhaps just give our like 5 cents about it?
Yeah, if you're, I'd be open to that. If you're not reapplying, like feel free to like I'll share that information with you as long as you don't like. Once again, this is like confidential. Whoever's on the hiring committee is usually confidential as well. All the information. Well, yeah, but the execs are the execs. So. Like we're not like ooh new execs like what's going on. So like, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Adrian.
I feel like some people are going to complain it's unfair. Like in some interviews, the exec are there, and some interviews, the exec aren't.
How would it be?
Hold that point.
But no, can I say something to that?
Yeah.
That old exec doesn't have any sort of say or any sort of voting power in them getting hired. How would that be really unfair? All they're there is at the consultant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
So my
kind of like the other side of what you made.
So my whole reason for even like making it, because last year it was like optional if execs wanted to attend, I remember, but Raffles was there as
kind of an HR consultant, even though he had no vote, on top of Karen being there. And so I thought that it'd be cool, or not cool, it'd be really nice for the executives to be there because they're the people who have sat in their role and like kind of understands the day-to-day operations of being an exec. And even if they can't be sitting in for maybe their role, or they're sitting in for like, if, for example, Amy just has to sit in for an internal exec application or interview, that would still be a little bit more informative than a new board member who might not have had any experience before. They can just take it as a chance to learn, but it'd be also good to have that perspective from somebody who has been through it for 1 year. That's kind of the reasoning behind that.
That's good.
Yeah, and then also like with reducing the number, like
You will always be there, right? It's just two. Okay, so in total, you're gonna try and have 4 people. Try and have 4. Right?
3. So me and the 2 other board members, and then it'll be, but there's always going to be an equity rep. So hopefully Maddie will be able to sit in. Maddie can't sit in. Maddie, this person, not Matthew. Sorry. I realize I'm trying to do that now. It's only Matt left. And then the people from HR Commission, like Michelle said, she would be glad to like Skype in, but she also won't have a vote because she's like HR, right? And so, and like I can't give an exact vote because that would be cheating more than just this section of the state.
Okay. So we have, so just from my understanding, 3 people that can vote and 2 people that can't.
Yeah, and then if like, so there's 5 in total. If more people are available to sit in, do like not just sit in one interview. You have to sit in. If you're sitting in for one, like it's always been like this. So if you're sitting in academics, sit through all the academic interviews. So you can't just put one foot, listen to like KP's interview. And you can't do that.
Then the interviews will also be separate, right?
So yeah, it's not, yeah, but that would be like a worry for me and whoever's on the hiring committee and not on the, are there any other questions in terms of like how this would work? Yeah.
I think it's good that we clear on how it works and your reason behind it should cut down. I think you should pose a motion and you should.
Yeah, so I'm allowed to.
I think you are, because in the AMS, that's how we do it. If that pertains to you, you can make a vote.
Okay, wait, you have a question?
I just want to ask, like, have you got people moving forward?
Yeah, I've spoken to the new board about this already.
Okay, and you get handle Indian. I think it's good. It's a more efficient deal system. I don't think there's really a problem with it. So,
yeah. Yes, Colton.
how do you decide say there are multiple people that want to be in the community?
I guess for me, like number one thing would be like relevancy, and then so if like Ryan wants to sit in the internal interviews, and then also like Amy does, I'll prioritize Ryan because Ryan has had experience in the internal portfolio. But if it's like, oh, it's Amy and like Catherine also wants to sit in, I guess it'll just be coming down to like, I'll ask them a few, like probably, oh, why do you want to sit into this interview? And I'll ask the people who are for sure on the committee, like all the other board members, like to decide. So it's not just my decision. More fair, unless you have a suggestion how I should go about that. Any suggestions?
So to clarify, this is for ladies wanting to sit in on like interviews that are not for this role.
Yes. Or if like they recommend, or if like Ryan can't make it, but oh, I recommend like KP sit in my interviews. Like that would be like the second best thing.
Yeah, I think the user would be like, oh yeah, Ryan can't make it.
And then they choose.
They would like, and like let's say KP and Amy both want to.
I think it's better than like us choosing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, like, I don't think there's gonna be someone like, oh, I'm dying to go to.
Yeah, I was just like, I never really thought about this because I don't think anybody would like fight.
It's something like that you should have in mind.
Yeah, but thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for your question, Hilton. Thanks
for suggesting Nandar.
I didn't say.
Nandar. No.
Nervous laughter.
Yeah, if not, I'm gonna motion to change policy 3.12, section A, and under that, section 2. And then change B to 2 members and add C, mandatory that old executives sit into the interview. Is there someone who seconds this?
No, move, I need to move it first.
Yeah, that was my motion. That was my moving.
Second? Oh.
Okay, moved, seconded by Catherine. Catherine's a proxy. Sorry. All those who approve of this, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
If you abstain, anybody abstain? Anybody opposed? If not, it passes. Okay. Thank you guys. Yeah, that was on my mind. It was troubling me. So, moving on to, I guess, yeah, other business. Anybody want to bring up some other business because there's nothing else?
Are you going to talk about PR? Or are you going to like bring it back and need to have a job description or something?
Oh, I didn't know that, sorry. Yeah, I guess I can amend the agenda and add that back on. Is everybody okay with us with amending the agenda to add the PR just job description onto the agenda?
What are we gonna be doing about it? What are we gonna be doing? Are we gonna be creating it tonight, or does someone have a draft right now that we can?
I have a draft of the old version of the PR job description, but I actually need Amy to tell me about the changes that she wants, like new changes that she wants to make.
So, okay, I just, my biggest thing, and, you know, this is gonna be taking more time, so what are you hoping to get out of this discussion?
I think it's not a discussion, it's just to approve that we're bringing that position back.
Oh, we're just, okay, I thought we were discussing the job.
Oh, no. Alternatively, because like, Adrian just suggested combining the admin and PR together. So that,
I think that's kind of a good idea.
yeah, I think that might be a better idea. What are your thoughts on it?
I personally think that admin and PR are kind of two different skill sets, so you kind of like just getting someone that's not
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't want to like have somebody miscommunicating these things. Yeah.
Then it also becomes they have so like layers
And
like the things, and like I think UC used to do the website stuff too. So it would be useful to have a person like could be a go-to person from us instead of not being marketing.
I just remember talking to UC, but I think because UC was our last peer director, and she said that she told us to get rid of the position because she felt that she didn't have much to do, and UC said it wasn't really like fulfilling either as doing PR work because she would have to sit through all the meetings with her laptop, but she didn't find it fun at all, and she didn't enjoy the work that she did.
I personally agree that we should bring that back. I think perhaps UC's here, like, we misutilized it in a way. Like, I feel like there's a lot that PR could be doing. It's just that wasn't what we, like, purposed UC to do at the time. And I think if you revive the GD so that they're actually focused on, like, communicating what's going on in the COS to students all the time.
I just wanted to say, like, I really agree. Especially like this past year, I think having a PR director is help us in terms of like transparency on like the issues that have come up. Like even I was like thinking it'd be really cool if we could have someone like even for like a cavalier, like on maybe like business that's happening in the US. It's like that would be really cool. Rather than keeping, I think it really helps in terms of the transparency because the board retracting. So if we can find more work for them, I think that it would be really helpful. So then
we can just do a vote right now to see if we want to bring PR back as a position, and then I've been doing the JDs right now with like Candace from HR Commission, and then afterwards I'll post it in general and you your thoughts. But like, I guess, Amy and I can also work closely on that since like it is kind of like a marketing thing, yeah.
So what are the things you consider bringing back?
Amy basically.
Or she said she called that.
Yeah. Yeah, I typed to her, I was like, what do you think? Yeah.
Okay, I think like the main reason is because I think PR is just difficult for like someone at like an ABPM to also handle. And I think if we're able to kind of give more of the website role to whoever's managing PR, I think that's a huge part that like we could really build to like best maximize this like platform in general. And it's like we spent so much money on the website last year, I don't want to put it in waste. So it's like if we're able to kind of put a lot of the website work that the PR person can actually handle, I think it would be really beneficial. Am I cutting off?
No, you're not.
Okay, cool. And then second of all, I think like Dan said, like being able to do different things, I think would be really beneficial, especially since the marketing position. I think if we're able to give more strategy to the ABPM besides social media, that is a role that I think would help get more appealing for one. And with the website being taken on by PR, I think that'll make it appealing. So that's a different skill set that the person can really gain as well.
Cool, yeah.
Would PR director remain the residential portfolio or be under the marketing portfolio?
I feel like
You're asking. Because it sounds like it's more like marketing role now.
yeah, I think well PR in general is
Yeah.
a marketing thing. So perhaps it might be better for the PR person to be under marketing portfolio since like the hiring for ABPM and marketing PR director happens at the same time anyway. What are your thoughts on this, Jen?
I don't have a problem with it. I think that why it was brought under like the residential was because like it's like the company image and like stuff like that. Like so I think like I'm happy with like either.
Okay.
I think it's like it's almost like IT too. Like Amy and I work like closely with Liam, so I think whoever like can take it on.
Okay.
But you want to just treat anyone as having a waiting rooms.
Sorry, what?
Like right now there's one ABPM and one PR. So it's not able to do waiting rooms.
I think not because the PR director has specific things the PR director does, and then if I don't think having two ABPMs would actually make the job descriptions more like blurred and like unfocused. Oh, Amy asked what you said. But I answered it. Yeah, but no, it's okay. Yeah, we can just vote on this. So to bring PR director back, but this time under marketing portfolio, and then Amy and I will kind of look up a better job description, and if anybody has any comments on it, I'll put it up in journal. Yes.
Wait, why didn't you want to combine it with admin director?
Because it's two different skill sets.
But I just feel like there's like, you're like hitting half a role for each role. There isn't much you have to do for PR or admin director. Like, the reason why I didn't want to apply for admin director, because it's like, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
It's like there's no responsibility, you have no ownership of what you're doing. The reason I'm saying combine the two is that way you have more people interested, who like have ownership, have something to do, go forward with. Like that's what people apply for like any of like the VP roles, get more power, do things, you can actually make a change.
I guess I could see it from both sides too, because if you're admin director, you're the person typing up all the minutes. And as PR director from 2 years ago, the PR director also was the person who consolidated everything into a short report. And like, who would be the best person to understand all the things that are happening in the minute? It would be the person who was typing them up in the first place, right?
Also, it's just like roots back from the CUS.
Wait, what?
Who's fast as the US? They're pretty bloated there.
Yeah, I guess it would just like, it would just be concerning because like that one person would have probably, would they have too much to do now?
But what if, like, is it as much, I feel like we're like saying like it's too much work, right? But like, then like people, like, I don't know why we're using like the basis for too much work and things. Like, is it more work than a VP role? I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's substantial, for sure.
What would you
Like,
call this role then?
Rather
It's always your culture relation.
Communications? Oh, teachers, especially communications.
Yeah, that's probably.
Oh, I mean, this is great, guys. Okay, so I guess now it becomes a question of like getting rid of the admin director.
All you'd be doing is adding in responsibilities for admin director, changing the role.
So we'll change the title of admin director to communications. Does any, okay, we'll vote on it, and then you can say if you approve of this or you don't approve of it, do that. Amy says wait that.
Do they use title, marketing, and communications?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, communications.
Yeah.
Wait, Amy's saying,
She's trying to say something. Oh, create the rules?
Go on.
She's typing.
I just think that we might want to talk about what entails before we think about merging it. Just because I feel like PR can actually be a lot more different than someone who would want to be admin.
I think perhaps we should have thought more about the job description before we directly bring it to this board meeting. Because there's like no.
I was planning on abstaining on whatever you. I really.
I think we should move this, put this under the table and just move it for next meeting.
I think it's just concerning because hiring, well, applications open up for this, whatever this position, if we add in PR director. If the plan is to add in PR director, the decision has to happen now because applications open like before reading rate for the service council number one, if you look at the timeline.
We don't have another board meeting
Yeah.
before you're hiring for it, so.
TV?
I have two proposals. I agree with Amy. I don't think there's enough information today to like say yes or no about the PR thing. But at the same time, and then I think we should first decide, like bring back PR, yes or no, and then merge PR with admin, yes or no, as an executive topic. And I think like this is like a big decision for next year, and like that I think it's gonna have a big impact on you next year.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think is that it's worth thinking about some more, and then like conceivably if there's a meeting, if the board wants to vote on being open to having like an emergency board meeting like within the next while to like vote on that again. I think that's like what I would propose.
Yeah.
Phoebe and Lindy?
I know it's like not the same way we should create it, but like no, I feel
Like I know you want it to be with like AVP and HR director, right? Like it would be that way, but then technically.
I mean, I could always delay, but the reason why I just want everything that gets done is.
We're going to applicants later as well.
Yeah, we can get applicants plus, I need somebody to help me out. So I'm hoping that the admin role this next year can be more of an assistant to me. And so.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like watching Jen and like thinking about Vanessa last year, like, I think this role could be like, I know you work closely with the VPs, but there's that role that specifically helps you out for the stuff, so. Yeah, I think I don't think we have enough information about like, the PR director roles, and like I just kind of hashed that out with Amy before. Worst comes to worst, emergency board meeting for this one thing. If we do decide to change the PR role, or if not, this could just be a job description change for the admin director. But I think we shouldn't be taking more time today
because I don't think we can get that decided. Yeah,
You could also consider describing how you want, and making.
yeah, this was gonna be like me changing the JDs.
Because I think people would apply for that more too, to be honest. Yeah. Like, almost like an AVP. It's like AVP pres, associate president.
Somebody had a there's like a term for this. Okay, like it's okay. I'll get back to you guys on it, but
Secretary?
yeah, like a secretary.
What it is, like Donna.
Yeah, executive assistant. There we go. My girl Jen knows the terms. Executive assistant. Evan's giving me a look, so I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I think whatever. We'll talk about this later. I'll bring it back up on Slack and I'll let you guys know what this means. Oh, the battery. Well, we're gonna end this now anyway. So if there's nothing else, yeah, stop.
Is the invited to the retreat?
I'll talk to you guys after about this, but meeting is adjourned at 5:58 p.m.